Hi everyone. So I told you that I was going to be back live at 8:20, and then I saw my post go out that said I was going to be live at 8:10. Back to that whole me scheduling these posts in advance and me not paying attention to the time. So I went with 8:15. So here I am, 8:15, live with you guys one more time. This time I'm going to appease to all of my scrapbookers out there. I know I've got a handful, so like, love, show me some hearts if you are one of my scrapbooking gals out there. Most of you know that I started with scrapbooking as well, and then got into card making later on when I joined Stampin' Up. So I started with scrapbooking, and I still scrapbook. I have a scrapbook club. Not sure all of you are aware of that, but I have a scrapbook club that I have some ladies that come to my house right here and join me in my basement. And I have a good portion of you, some of you watching, that get my kits in the mail. So, anyway, I have a scrapbook club and a card club. If you're interested in knowing more about either one of those, let me know. But like I said, scrapbooking is where I really started becoming a paper crafter. And so I'm going to share with you today a scrapbook page that I made. It's a little bit elaborate. I know, it's very elaborate. But I had fun the other night creating with the painted seasons. So you'll notice that my theme tonight, except for the spring gala gingham stuff, has all been focused on those second release celebration items that you can get for free with a $50 qualifying order. Again, that $50 order will get you in my drawing to receive one of those awesome bundles that I showed you earlier. And what I want to share with you, I'm not sure if you guys can see all of the detail on these flowers. So I will tell you, this is my daughter Natalie. Most of you met her tonight on my Facebook Live. And I gotta quit saying friend, because I think that she refers to him a little bit more as her boyfriend now. But this is her friend Gabe, and they have been hanging out for a little over a year now. And this was a picture of them at his snowball dance taken a couple of weeks ago. And I thought it paired really nice in the black and white print with the beautiful wreath of flowers around it. Now, this is not a page that I would normally do in a scrapbook class. So scrapbook, my scrapbook club gals, this is not one that you're going to be receiving. It is something special that I created just for tonight, but isn't it gorgeous? And if you guys can see the detail to some of these flowers, you'll notice that they have different kind of variation to them. Some of them, the two color of inks that I used are Highland Heather and Coastal Cabana. And so I'm going to share with you the technique that I use to create the different variation and to give you a little bit of an idea of how I created those pretty flowers. Okay, so this is one of the stamps. I'm going to put that to the side. This is one of the stamps from the Painted Season stamp set. And I am going to bring in some scraps of white. So we're not going to actually recreate that entire scrapbook page. We are going to just use this stamped image right here. And I'm going to show you how beautiful those stamp. Now this stamp set coordinates with the Painted Seasons Designer Series paper. You can get both with a $100 qualifying order. That gets your name in the drawing for two times for one of those awesome bundles that I'm giving away tonight as part of my ordering promotion. What I like about this stamp set is that it's very realistic. This is what Stampin' Up! Refers to as their distinctive stamps because of them looking so realistic. You stamp these images and they are gorgeous. If you have this stamp set, I encourage you to use this pine cone. I'm using early espresso ink and stamping it onto crumb cake. It is gorgeous. I didn't have time to make a card using that, but I have seen a card using that, and it is so, so pretty. And so again, we're going to be using this stamp right here, and I'm going to show you how I did that variation. I am going to need to have my Stampin', make sure I can find it out here. I'm going to need to have my chamois handy because there's going to be a lot of cleaning off of the stamp, but it is so worth it in the end. Now, before I get stamping, I wanted to also let you know, you'll see that I've cut out all of these flowers and these leaf images using framelits. So the framelits is not a celebration item. The framelits are something that you will need to purchase as part of Stampin' Up's celebration coordination, which is they're offering some framelits that coordinate with their stamp sets. And so these you'll have to purchase beginning March 1st. because they are, again, there's something you have to purchase. These are $28, but these cut out all of the images that are in the stamp set perfectly. So I was able to use this framelit right here. And these, the neat thing is this came with 2 of these. So I was able to cut out 2 of those leaves at a time, and it went a heck of a lot faster than just doing them all individually. So if you purchase the stamp set with or get the stamp set for free with a celebration item, I encourage you to go back on March 1st. You can order from me 24/7 from my online store. But if you invest in that stamp set, I really encourage you to get these framelits because it just makes stamping and creating so much easier. So again, the 2 colors of ink that I used for my page that I shared with you is Coastal Cabana and Highland Heather. And I'm going to start by using the Highland Heather. These 2 colors are 2 of Natalie's favorite colors, so hence is why I kind of paired those together for her scrapbook page that we created there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Highland Heather first. And actually I'm going to switch it up on you. I am going to start with the Coastal Cabana first. So I am going to ink this up into the Coastal Cabana and get some really good ink coverage onto this stamp. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of our sponges. Now we sell these sponges, you get 3 to a pack. They come in like a round, so you get 3 round sponges. And I cut it like a pie. I cut it into 8s. And these are stained because they're very well used, but I wash them out. I know some demonstrators will actually put a little tab on here with the color that it is and store them in different plastic containers. I just keep washing these because they get stained, but you wash them with just regular soap and water and they come clean. You can reuse them all that you want. So I have this inked up with my Coastal Cabana, and now I'm going to switch, and with my Highland Heather, I'm going to get some ink on the sponge here, and I'm going to ink my edges with the Highland Heather. So I'm just going to kind of sponge around here. You can add a lot of ink, you can add a little ink. I'm going to put a little bit in the middle, and then what you're going to do is you're going to huff on this again. Okay, so you huff on that, and then you are going to ink this down, and you can see that one's got a little bit of purple edge around it. I didn't put a lot of purple on it. So the next one that I do, I'm going to put more purple on there, okay? So I'm going to once again use my my sham, which is why my chamois is handy. I'll be cleaning it off in between every single one of these that I do because why do I huff? Karen's asking me why I huff. So sometimes because I had this so I inked this up, and I had it sitting here for a while I was talking, and that can dry a little bit. And I do the same thing when I use the Stampin' Write markers to color on my stamps, because if you huff it, it just moistens the ink and you get a better stamped image. If I was stamping immediately, I would not worry about the huffing, but because I am taking the time to do some sponging, I want to make sure that I get that really good stamped image. So now I'm going to apply some purple, a little bit heavier on some of these leaves. And you'll see that by doing different variations, I need to have that over there. I'm a lefty, so I should know better than that. But by having different variations of color that you put on here, you will get a different look. So now that I've had the color on there for a while, you can kind of see it's drying a little bit. By huffing it, it re-moistens that, and it's going to give me a really good stamped image. Look at how beautiful that is. Okay, so now I'm going to do it the opposite way. I am going to go into my purple ink first, and then I am going to use a different sponge, and I am going to sponge with the Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to take my stamp full coverage into the purple. Okay, so full coverage purple. Bringing in my Coastal Cabana and a clean sponge. You don't want to use a dirty sponge. I'm going to add some of this Coastal Cabana to my purple. And again, you can add as much or as little as you want. And you don't have to add any to the middle. I kind of like it for the variation, so you can add it wherever you want. I'm going to huff again. And look at that beautiful flower. Can you guys see the different variation that you get by doing this technique? Now, some of them on my scrapbook page, I'm going to bring it back in. I'm going to move my ink out of the way. Some of them I did completely full strength. So that one I just stamped purple. This one I just stamped Coastal Cabana. And you can kind of tell where I did some of my variation with the different colors. But all of these flowers were created doing that technique. And look at the variation and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful page that I got. From there, I started with a piece of this Highland Heather cardstock. Now I could have also used the Coastal Cabana, but I liked the purple instead. And that piece is 8 by 8. And then I cut my Whisper White 7 and let me think here. 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and I started at the top and just kind of went around to the outer edges of this, and then I cut out some leaves. These are stamped using Old Olive, and I just simply put those down sporadically where I wanted them, cut them out as well. And then I used the stamp that's in the Painted Seasons, this real little one right here, and I just stamped sporadically onto the cardstock as well. But isn't that beautiful? I love this. Cannot wait to put that in her scrapbook page. After I made it, I was wondering if I needed to do anything because there's quite a bit of white here, but I really think that this is going to be a great page to start an album, like the when you open it up and it's the cover page. And maybe she might want to put her name up here or something like that. But I'm not doing anything more, I don't think, because I really love this page just the way it is. So I encourage you guys to look at the stamps that you have in your stamp collection and think about stamps and flowers and even butterflies or leaves for the fall time that you want to make leaves look like they're two different colors with making them look orange and red and yellow. So I encourage you guys to think about this technique because it's a nice wow technique. I mean, if I didn't show you how to do that and you were to see this page, you would say, how did she make those beautiful flowers? And you can see how quick and easy it is. And I usually always say if you have two colors, so let's say you were doing a yellow and a red together, I would stamp in the yellow and then sponge the red on, just because there's such a variation there that you don't want to accidentally transfer any of the red ink to a yellow ink pad. These two were pretty neutral, and I had no problem with that. If you feel like you're getting too much of the other color on your sponge, you can always just sponge it out like this, or you can just get a new sponge. Like I said, you get a lot of these if you cut them into 8s, and no problem with being able. I've never had any issues with them ruining my ink pad. So anyway, we have about, I think, 10 or 15 more minutes. Now, I will be on this Facebook group page for the next while here. You have until tomorrow at noon to put in your $50 order to qualify for one of those awesome bundle prizes. It can be anything that you would like. I showcased for you tonight the second release celebration items, as well as the cute Gala Gingham Designer Series paper and that great Daisy Punch. But you can order anything that you have on your wish list. Any $50 order qualifies you for my drawing. You do not have to order anything that I showcased tonight. Anything that you would like I said, for that order option gets you there. I've posted I know in many of my posts I linked in my online store with my host code, but if you also just go to kimsbasementbunch.com, you will see right on the top right hand corner a shop now button, and the host code is posted right there. I use the same host code for these kinds of events for the entire month. So again, get those orders in and we will announce winners. Natalie is working right now on collecting all of the names that we have from the games that we've played tonight, and she will be drawing winners, if not tonight, tomorrow, and those will be posted shortly after I close out my party. So thank you all so very much for joining my first virtual party. Please let me know what you thought of it, even if you want to send me a private message, or feel free to comment in the group page. I'm okay with that. What you liked, what you didn't like. I know it's fast-paced, but these kind of parties have to be that way. The content is there. You can always go back and look at it over and over again, so you don't have to worry about anything being taken down or being deleted. It will be there for you for the next couple of days. But the ordering promotion does end Thursday the 28th. So that's tomorrow at 12 noon to get your name into my drawing. So thank you all so very much. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys back. I'll be answering more comments throughout the night. Also, I know some of you might not be very comfortable with putting in your own order, so that's okay. If you don't want to put in your own order, you want me to put the order in for you, just message me that, and I'll either collect a credit card from you, or you can mail me a check or whatever. So if you'd prefer that I put the order in for you, just let me know. I would be happy to do that. So thank you all. I'll be seeing you back with some more comments. I think I have a few more posts coming out, and I hope that you enjoyed your evening with me. So thank you all so very much. Have a good night. Bye.